What was my inspiration for this is one of the inspirations, aside from the fact that when I joined the movement, I would hitchhike 60 miles in from the countryside where my father's farm was to Washington, D.C. and just to join up with their, Nagar Kirtan party in the city. And then I would go along with them, chanting, playing my flute, and follow them back to the temple. And then they would have prasad there, breakfast prasad. They would go out for an hour in the morning, right after Bhagavatam class. They would give the Matajis, a couple of Matajis, were cooking breakfast in the kitchen, time to prepare the breakfast offering. And then, so we would go out, say like between 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock, when people started coming into the city to their work. We would go down to the main business district. Some of this may be superfluous, I don't know. But because we would go out for an hour, walk from the temple down to the main business district, because at that time our temple was on Q Street, which was in the, a very kind of hip part of the city, above Georgetown, DuPont Circle area, which was a very hip area. And but we would walk from the temple down to K Street Mall, which was the main business district of Washington, and then walk back up to the temple. So we would do an hour's kirtan out on the streets, just before breakfast prasadam. Then we would take breakfast, and then by 10 o'clock, we were out on the streets again. And usually we would go to Georgetown, or sometimes down to the Smithsonian Mall, between the Washington Monument and the Capitol Building. And we'd do kirtan there. There would be like, 19 of us or so. These 15. There were about 20 devotees in the temple at that time. One devotee would stay back. One or two devotees would stay back. The rest of us would go out. And we would go out and shaved head with tilak, devotional close. So that was our program from 10 o'clock till around, say, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night. We'd go out for like at least 12, 14 hours in a day. So when I joined the movement, kirtan was what it was all about. Performing Harinam Sankirtan and distributing books and passing out feast invitation cards side by side with the Harinam Sankirtan party. And it was great. It was very inspirational. I experienced the practical demonstration of the life of all the transcendental knowledge in the books. When Srila Prabhupada came to Washington in 1976, we would go out on the morning walk, and then Prabhupada would come back to his quarters. This was in Potomac, Maryland. That was after we'd moved out of the city, Potomac, small farm, whatever you want to call it, country estate, semi-country estate. So one morning, somehow or other, there were other devotees there. Vipina Purandara was there, and I forget the others who were there. And they were like, mostly the kirtan, the main kirtaniyas in the temple that time. But somehow or other, a mridanga was pushed into my hand, and I was told to lead the kirtan. It seemed like maybe there was nobody else to do it or something. But, so I had the mridanga in my hands, and I was playing in my simple way, the best I could, which was more like the way Akinchana Krishnadas Babaji Maharaj would play the mridanga, in a more simple kind of way, but effective way. And I was walking alongside of Srila Prabhupada, probably around a foot and a half away from him, right by his side, chanting Hare Krishna, very happily, chanting Hare Krishna, very happy to be chanting Hare Krishna and performing kirtan, with Srila Prabhupada, right there with me, and as we're walking along, Srila Prabhupada turns to me. He kind of like lifts his head in his typical regal Srila Prabhupada way, and looks kind of like down at me, even though, because he was lifting his head because I was a little taller than him. Srila Prabhupada was surprisingly short. When I first saw Srila Prabhupada, I was shocked. So, he kind of lifted his head up and it was almost as if he was looking down his nose, at me, looking up at me. But at the same time, he was, kind of like tilting his head in that kind of Bengali Indian fashion. And he says to me, with a very positive glance of approval, he says to me, the only word that he ever said to me directly, one word, while I'm leading the kirtan, he says, Jai. So, and that's the only word he said to me in my whole life, Krishna conscious life. But that one word carried a lot of potency with it. Carried a lot of we'll say, inspiration. This is where Aindra starts redirecting his energies toward Harinam Sankirtan. And that's what I started doing, going out every day for no less than 8 hours a day, rain or shine, with or without anybody. I didn't care. If someone was willing to, to come and help, then Gora, hallelujah. And if they weren't willing to come and help, then Gora, hallelujah. Hari Hari Bo. And there were many days when many devotees would come out to help, and many days when next to nobody would come out to help. But I would be out there every day for 8 to 10 hours daily, minimum. Then I did that in Chicago, and then we would go to certain malls and areas. But then I started doing it full steam ahead in New York from about 1981 till 1986, when I decided to pack up my marbles and come to Vrindavan and start the 24-hour kirtan, because there was no 24-hour kirtan in the temple, one of the 2 temples that Prabhupada instructed that there must be 24-hour kirtan.
I'm very grateful to all of you for helping. And I pray that Radharani and Krishna and Lord Chaitanya, my Sachi Sutta, will recognize you for helping me. Whatever little encouragement, whatever little assistance, but real helping means chanting as loud as possible in the kirtans. Not just sitting there looking pretty. You have to chant loudly and really cry out to Radharani and Krishna. In the mood of helping each other cry out for Radharani and Krishna. That's para upakara. And that's Brajbasi. Without para upakara, there's no Brajbasi. Brajbasi means para upakara, para dukkha dukhi.